All right, everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome back to another episode of the Robbie Basel Show. Today's April 16th, the backstretch for my second semester of my sophomore year of college, and hopefully everyone else who's in college is trying to get through the next couple of weeks like I am with finals and projects that you find out at the last second, all that fun nonsense. But today, guys, just a reminder, the draft special is still going on. We've had a couple of road bumps with possible guests, so we're still trying to figure out that part. It was a little bit more difficult this year, especially with how late we announced it. Because last year we announced it in mid-March, so I believe when we announced it last time. So we're still trying to figure that out, but at the end of the day, right now, of course, we have the main hosts. We're trying to get other people from, but there's not many quality sports shows on WIUR this year. No offense to any of the other shows. Our main show, unfortunately, cannot be there. They're busy with other things, and we're just trying to figure out backup plans for that. But draft special still going on next week on Thursday. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully, you guys are excited, and hopefully, you guys are going to be able to enjoy the draft just like I am, because it is going to be a good day. Now, what else am I forgetting? Draft on Friday. We were originally going to do the draft on here on Friday. I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. And what I mean by that is there's so much going on for me. I don't know if I'm going to be I don't know. I might only do the second round. I don't know. It's a lot of things up in the air right now. It's a lot. I'm still trying to figure it all out. You guys will have an update about a possible Friday show. Again, I thought we were going to do Friday. I honestly don't know right now. There's just so much going on with prep for exams, presentations, and essays to write for me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the stream on next Friday. You guys will find out soon, though. So make sure to follow the Instagrams, both handles down in the description, so you find out that that if I'm doing it or not. But we will see. It is a wait and see thing for everything. But let us get into our first main topic of today, and that is a sport we've never really talked about on this channel, the NBA playoffs. I felt like if I could find it on what I have on here, I felt like it would be perfect for me to talk about the NBA playoffs. I just feel like it's a necessary thing. A lot of people like the NBA, and I'm not as big of a fan of it. But listen, guys, we're gonna do my bracket predictions on in this video. So let's begin right now. So we're going to start in the Eastern Conference. Hopefully you guys can see it. For those who don't know, the play-in is tonight. I don't remember what time it starts at. I will not be watching the play-in. I don't have time for that because tomorrow, this is the other announcement, I am on a broadcast tomorrow. So that is why I will not be watching it. But tonight's games are the Lakers and the Pelicans and the Warriors against the Kings. The winner of I'm trying to remember what seeds what. If it's the Lakers and Pelicans is 7 and 8, and then the Warriors Kings is 9 and 10. It's very confusing. Quick predictions for the play-in. I think you could really think the Warriors can make this play-in. If you really think about it, I think they're going to be better than the Pelicans, but honestly, let me just say this now. The Thunder are beating whoever that seed is. Whether it's the Warriors or whether it's the Kings or whether it's New Orleans, because I don't think the Lakers are losing to New Orleans. It's possible that they go on and try and just be bad to lose, but I honestly just don't see it. Whoever the Thunder play, I think they have a good shot at beating. I have them, in my prediction, playing Golden State, and I have them winning in 6 games. They will be facing off against, this is a tough one. Let me just scroll down a little bit because I'm going to do this prediction now. I have the Suns beating the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are an interesting bunch. I'm going to go with the team with better playoff experience with players like Kevin Durant, Bradley, I believe Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are there too. So we're going to go with, also, they just extended Grayson Allen for some reason. Listen, you do you guys, 4 years, $70 million for Grayson Allen, a guy who's infamously known for trying to hurt people at times at Duke. Just got an extension. Good for him. Uh, they're going to be playing the Nuggets because they're beating the Lakers. That's all that needs to be said. Up here, I want to. See, here's the issue, right? This series is going to be good. And I like what this series can turn into, of course. I am going to pick the Los Angeles Clippers. Psych, you would have thought. I'm going with Luka. And the Dallas Mavericks, they're immediately losing to the Thunder because the Thunder are inevitable. And this is where it gets interesting again. Now, you want to pick the Nuggets because it's an easy pick. I'm going with the easy pick here. This is going to go to 7, though. I really do think the series is going to go to 7, and I have the Nuggets winning the West. Listen, the Suns are a good team. I think the Suns would be the biggest threat to Oklahoma City. They're going to be the bigger threat to Denver than what the Timberwolves are. The Timberwolves match up well with the Nuggets, but I think the Suns match up better against the Timberwolves than how the Timberwolves would match up against the Nuggets. Does that make sense? I don't know if it did. Who knows? But I have the Nuggets winning the West. In the East, this is going to be a no-brainer. They're going to be whoever wins the play-in. They're going to face Cleveland because Orlando's... You see, this is tough because you want to pick the Magic, but I'm not picking the Magic. The Bucks and the Pacers, I'm just getting this out of the way. Knicks, I think, are going to face Miami. They're facing Miami or Philadelphia. This series is going to 7. I don't know how confident I should be in the Knicks because they're without Randall, but Randall's been holding them back in the playoffs. I'm picking the Knicks. And then this is where it gets interesting again. Can Damian Lillard hold his own? Yeah, Damian Lillard. Sorry. Damian Lillard is holding his own. Giannis is going to come back and play in the series. It's going to be Celtics, Bucks in the East because it's inevitable. And because it's the Celtics, they're going to lose to the Bucks. And I have the Nuggets repeating as champions. You know it's a lame pick, but listen, it's the NBA. Everything's a lame pick with them at this point. That is my bracket. I have the Denver Nuggets over the Bucks. If the Celtics make it out of the East, they're winning it. Let's submit the bracket, and there you go. Max bracket submitted. Well, that's unfortunate, but that is my bracket. You're seeing it right there with the sound effects. My pick is the Denver Nuggets to win the NBA Finals. Interesting bracket? Of course it is, but I feel like it's going to be pretty good. Now, guys, we will head into our next topic, which was the Masters. Now, the Masters was a very interesting spectacle for how up and down it was. Let's take a look at the final leaderboard. The tournament was won by Scottie Scheffler, who finished with a 4-shot win over a very interesting protagonist in the future with our good buddy Ludwig Aberg. He finished at 7 under. He shot 69 in the final round. A very respectable score. After the first day, the course got really, really difficult. And that's why you see with the low scores. But listen, there's a lot of respectable players on this leaderboard. You have your Tommy Fleetwoods. You have your Max Homas, Morikawa, Cam Smith, DeChambeau, who is your day one leader. Xander Schauffele, who's finished at only 1 under, is one of my picks to win this week. But if you go all the way down here, guys who missed the cut, you're talking about how good the talent was that missed the cut. Hovland, popular pick, he missed the cut. Justin Thomas, he missed the cut. Sam Burns, Bubba Watson, a former Masters champion. You go all the way back up. You have Tiger Woods, who finished last out of the people who made the cut. He finished at 16 over. He also shot 80 plus in a round. So take that how you will. He did make the cut, though, so shout out to him. Danny Willett, who got off to a really good start and then just wasn't able to hold his own. Ryan Fox, another guy that had a really good start, was not able to hold his own. Really was confident in him, but Ryan Fox didn't make the cut. I wonder what the odds were on that one. Ricky Fowler made the cut barely and actually shot a respectable score for how the field was playing. Rory McIlroy, who actually said some interesting comments that he's going to stay with the PGA Tour. So shout out to Rory. Always loved him. He's going to stay loyal to the PGA Tour. And then Min Woo Lee, my final pick, he actually shot 69 on the final round. But yeah, very tough week of the Masters. And of course was won by Scottie Scheffler. Again. I mean, Scotty's cool and all. I remember when Scotty got his first win, I was really happy that Scotty won an event for how close he was getting. I mean, now it's getting a little bit repetitive. I don't know. That's just me. I like it when the random people win it. It's just not as like a popular pick. That's why I didn't pick Scotty, because I thought I was going to be someone different. I was going to win it, but Ludwig Aberg was the surprise here. I didn't think this course was really going to be able to suit him, but boy, did he prove me wrong. He's proving to a lot of people that, yeah, I can go out and step on a big stage and go out and finish in the top 2 in a majors championship. He was the only one in the end who really posed a threat at Scheffler, and it wasn't really a threat. I mean, the closest they got at one point was 1, but after the back 9 started, it was all over from there. So Scottie Scheffler is your Masters champion, Ludwig Aberg in second, followed by Tommy Fleetwood, Homa, and Morikawa. So good Masters tournament. It was different. I mean, you had the delayed start. Day 1 didn't get to finish the first round. You start day 2 with the first round and concluding, then the second round and everything else finished on schedule. But it's a very interesting tournament, I will say that. But no, you know what else is interesting recently? The Premier League. We're going to there next. And listen, you can argue with me all you want. This was painful. Let's click on results because we have some games to review. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start with Saturday. The big result, of course, on Saturday's Man City beating Luton. That was expected. Newcastle, what a day for Alexander Isak and company. They went out and beat Spurs 4-0. Sheffield United, I thought was really in it, but they lost to Brentford. Burnley with a big draw against Brighton, a Seagulls team that's really gone on the downward slide recently. They've been on the struggle bus after falling to Arsenal, and they haven't scored in their prior 2 contests. They only put up 1 against a terrible Burnley defense. That's how someone put it. And Burnley gained a valuable point they're going to be trying to make some ground at the end of the season. Man City destroyed Luton. We kind of expected that. Nottingham Forest drawing Wolves. Big result for Nottingham Forest. They at least got a point. And then Manchester United apparently cannot beat a surprisingly decent Bournemouth side. We'll take a look at this match. This is the match that I wanted to look at from Saturday. Start off with Dom Solanke, who has had a very good season for himself. Bruno Fernandes equalized, and it was Justin Kluivert. And Bruno Fernandes again. So, what a weird result. I mean, you have 2 completely different types of teams. Bournemouth, who aren't that great, and Manchester United, who I projected to finish top 4, and they have really underperformed this year. And it's, as an outsider, it's getting a little bit frustrating. But then the choking starting to happen. Ignore this. We'll talk about it later. West Ham lost to Fulham. A West Ham team that's really fallen off recently. We'll take a look at that table in a minute, but they have not great recently. They lost to a team that really can't score in Fulham. Speaking about teams who lost to a squad that can't score, Liverpool went out and lost to Crystal Palace. To my boy Eberechi Eze. What a match. It was so bad. Eze was, of course, man of the match, but man, what a result for Crystal Palace. They deserved at least the point. I mean, Liverpool had so many countless chances with Curtis Jones, Diaz. The list goes on and on. You really think Liverpool should have gotten at least a point out of this? They might have bottled the league title, but then you see Arsenal just bottle the league title, a team that had so many early chances. In the end, they fell apart. Leon Bailey, the Jamaican star, went out and scored, and Ollie Watkins doubled the lead to win it 2-0 for Aston Villa. Emi Martinez shutting down his former team again. Listen, my thoughts on this match are simple. Arsenal really didn't deserve to win it if you can't convert. I think Liverpool will be thinking the same way. The fact that it opened the door for City to win the title again, it really hurts. But there's still time for both Arsenal and Liverpool. Not a lot of time, but still some time. For Arsenal, you really feel like it's rinse and repeat every single year. The good teams, for the most part, you go out and win a match like this if you're going to win the title. Man City did it. They're in first for a reason. They can beat the teams like Aston Villa towards the back end of the season. They did it 2 weeks ago. Now you see a team like Arsenal who struggled to put the ball in the back of the net. They had good chances with Bukayo Saka, Odegaard, Leandro Trossard. They go out and concede too late to Villa, and they got punished for not being able to score in that first half. It was 0-0. And then they went out and lost 2-0. They deserve to lose. If you go out and you can't convert, because do you want to look up about how to convert chances into goals? Ask Chelsea. They put up 6 on Everton. Had an interesting moment in the 64th minute. So the Cole Palmer penalty. There was like a debate on who should take it. I didn't like that Palmer took it. I mean, because he already had 3 goals. I think he maybe could have given it to somebody else, but their manager, Pochettino, spoke about it very well, actually. He was actually not pleased about what happened, so I'm glad he commented on it, but it was not the greatest moment ever for the Blues. The Blues did go out and win, setting up this table, and we'll take a look at the table. City are top with Arsenal in second, Liverpool and Villa. Spurs, who lost again, they actually don't have a game this week. I don't believe they have a game this week. They are followed then by Newcastle, who jumped. Man, I believe they jumped United. Yeah, I mean, because it shows. Yep, so it's all the way on that side. Newcastle jumped Manchester United. They are now in 6th position. Spurs go down after Villa won. Following this, we have West Ham United, who have really dropped off. And then you have a Chelsea team who is only 3 points out of a European place with 2 matches at hand, possibly on multiple teams. That's a big situation with Chelsea, because I think the Blues still, I think, have a chance of getting a decent European spot, whether in the Europa League or Europa Conference League. They still have a chance to get into Europe. They're followed by Brighton. Also, by the way, that Chelsea team, you can clearly see, unbeaten in their last 5, albeit they drew Burnley, and they drew Sheffield. So, listen, it could really be different if you can go out and beat Sheffield, and you could beat Burnley, but they did beat Manchester United, they beat Everton, and then they beat Newcastle. So, this is an interesting situation for them. Brighton stay where they are. A riser recently was Fulham because of their goal difference after losing back-to-back games. They went out and won. Bournemouth, after winning 3 in a row briefly, they went out and then lost to Luton, which is terrible, and drew United, which is actually a good bounce back for them. Palace stay where they are, but the real intrigue is the relegation battle. Nottingham Forest's draw, which they've only lost one of their last 5, which was to Tottenham Hotspur 9 days ago? 11? I don't know. They lost to Tottenham. Luton, who have only gotten points in 2 of their last 5, they went out and lost to City 5-1. They get Brentford next, who are as you can see, they're in 15th. They're close to being pretty much safe for the season, but listen, no one's safe at the end of the day. Burnley actually plays Sheffield on Saturday, which will be the last chance for Burnley to have a chance at safety. If Burnley lose, they're going down. If they win, they have a chance. What you really want, if you're a fan, if you want to make this really chaotic, Burnley wins, Luton draws Brentford just because, and then you have Everton and Nottingham Forest draw. That would set up a situation where Nottingham Forest is only 4 points clear of Burnley. If you really want to make it chaotic, you could take Everton out of the equation and have Everton beat Nottingham Forest, which would pretty much seal the deal for Everton so they could stay out. But if you look at their numbers, they've gone up and down all year. They were as high at one point as 14th, but they really should be higher with the amount of wins they have. I mean, they have a 10-point deduction. If you add 10 points to them, they're safely in 14th, not in the relegation battle at all. But their deduction is what it is. Nottingham Forest are here. And of course, they have the match with Everton. We'll be taking a look at that. Well, actually, because Friday, we will talk about that on Friday. We'll also be talking about the FA Cup on Friday. So since the semifinals, I believe, are this week. But that's the table. The surprise team, anyone can make a move. This game will be fun. It's not for a week, so Tottenham fans, you're fine. Arsenal play Wolves next. Sure. We'll talk about that one next, in the next video. So we're going to look at, the matches are done. Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to recap some second-leg fixtures, including a shock that I did not expect after the way the first leg went. And we are going to now take a look at the Champions League quarterfinals, the results from Tuesday. Here is your first big one. We're going to talk about Paris. PSG beats Barcelona 4-1 in the second leg. PSG advanced on aggregate 6-4 to advance to the Champions League semi-finals. Now, they are going to be playing the winner of Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, who we'll be talking about in a moment. But this game was interesting. You open it up with a goal with Rafinha, and then the game really changed. We had the red card to Araujo. I think people are going to ask for me on this one. The referee got it right. It was denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Remember, the law says clear denial, not denial. That's only a yellow. Clear denial. And he was basically the last man. I think he didn't really go for the ball either. I think a red card was the correct decision. And PSG took advantage. Dembele score, Vitinha, and then a brace from Mbappe sealed the deal. PSG is advancing to the semifinals, where they will be going up against Borussia Dortmund. I don't think after the first leg we were really expecting that. First leg, Dortmund went out and lost 2-1. But then we had this game. It opened it up with Julian Brandt, who made it 1-0. Matson doubled the lead. Then Hummels had that own goal to start the second half, and you really thought this game was going to turn around for Atletico Madrid. But it really didn't. Correa scored. Madrid went back up. Füllkrug equalized for the tie at least. Made it 4-4. And who else but Sabitzer wins it for Borussia Dortmund. It was chaos. It was everything you'd want. The yellow wall. The boys at home got it done. Borussia Dortmund advances to the Champions League semifinals against Paris Saint-Germain. It's an interesting one. We'll talk about it next time because we'll know what the actual draw for the other matches, and I want to put them together tomorrow. Who would doubt that these two games would be awesome? There's no doubt about it. You have Manchester City against Real Madrid in Manchester. On the other side, we're going to Germany again and seeing Bayern play Arsenal. The storylines in the game on the right with Arsenal. Arsenal coming off that terrible loss against Aston Villa. Bayern also coming off a loss. Remember, they did I mean, granted, they lost the Bundesliga title because Bayer Leverkusen won the title and had an awesome celebration afterwards. Bayern have something to prove. I just don't know how this game is going to go. There's so many different directions that this game can go. I'm not even putting a prediction. I will put a prediction on the other one because I have Man City winning this match. Man City at home are so dangerous, but Real Madrid on the road are also dangerous. They have the more talent, I think, than Man City, barely. But players like Rodri, players like Haaland, Foden, De Bruyne, Ruben Diaz in the back. There's so many other players that I'm going to be forgetting from this. That quality there will defeat Real Madrid in the last season before Real Madrid gets Mbappe. And then Real Madrid's winning it next year. We all know that's going to happen already. It's written in the stars that Real Madrid are going to lose. Then they're going to get Mbappe. And then they're going to win next year. Just the way it is. I really want Arsenal to win the title on the matchup on the right. But like I said, I'm not giving a prediction. But Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern, Arsenal tomorrow. It would be at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is conveniently during the game I am broadcasting. So I cannot watch the Champions League quarterfinals again because I didn't get to watch live the Arsenal first leg because I was working another game. It is what it is. One other quick note before we go into our last topic of the day. There was an extension for Devontae Smith. I just wanted to briefly talk about it. I'm going to pull up the details on my phone. But it was 3 years, $75 million. I don't know how to feel about it. It's like you don't pay $25 million for a receiver too. I feel like that's just the expectation that you don't do something like that. Is Devontae Smith talented? 100%. Is his agent a legend? Absolutely. I just don't get the $25 million. I don't get it. Because then how much are you going to pay A.J. Brown? You're going to really have to depend on the salary cap going up. The good news about this deal is that it doesn't start till the end of the previous one. So Devontae Smith is essentially extended through 2028 with the Philadelphia Eagles. I like the idea that he's extended that far at just $25 million. I don't know. I'm just not buying the $25 million. But what I am buying is the start to this Major League Baseball season. It's actually been pretty good. It's shocking that it's been good. Let's take a look at the standings. Top of the American League East, we have the New York Yankees still. They have lost back-to-back, and they also lost a game to the Marlins, so take that how you will. Baltimore is still keeping pace. They've won back-to-back. Toronto is doing Toronto things. They've won 3 in a row, despite having a negative run difference. They've allowed a lot of runs. The surprise for them has been Jose Barrios as of late. We'll take a look at Barrios' numbers on my phone since whatever I do will send us to an ad, and we don't really want ads here today. In the last 2 starts for Jose Barrios, he has gone 13 2/3, 6 hits, 3 walks. He's striking out 13 batters in those combined 2 starts. He's allowed only 3 starts all season and has gone back-to-back starts without allowing a run. He's been on point for a Toronto Blue Jays team that really needs it. They're tied for 3rd with the surprise with the Boston Red Sox. They've actually looked pretty decent. I mean, they would be winning the Central if they had to play more teams in the Central. And Tampa Bay is playing as we were expecting for them. Big shock in the Central as the Twins are still look terrible. Are they going to be the White Sox of this year? I have a feeling that they kind of are. The Guardians are top. They did lose Bieber. They're 8-2 on the road. If you take a look at this, 8-2 on the road. That's a big number to look out for the rest of the season. The Royals are really keeping pace, led by players like Brady Singer. They've looked great. They're 8-2 at home in comparison to the road. They're a half game behind Cleveland. Detroit still keeping it up. They've went out and won recently. They are in 3rd. The Twins are really struggling. They've lost 7 of 10. The big shocker, though, in this division is, of course, the Royals. They've won 8 of 10. KC has to get to that 11-6. So fair play to them. The AL West is terrible. It is gotten off to a very subpar start. I mean, the Astros are behind the Athletics take that how you will. The Rangers are top. They just called up Jack Leiter to replace the injured Cody Bradford, who just went on the injured list. The Angels are keeping pace in second for now. Seattle's really struggled. They've lost 6 of 10. The Rangers, by the way, have lost 7 of 10. Oakland has turned it around. They've won 6 of their last 10. And the Astros are just disappointing everybody. They've done absolutely nothing. In the NL East, it's not been as disappointing. The New York Mets have actually turned it around. They've won 7 of their last 10. Washington, who actually gave up a good fight against Tyler Glasnow last night, which I was very surprised about. Last night, he went up against the Nationals and did not look good. As the Nationals beat the Los Angeles Dodgers yesterday against their star ace against their best starter, statistically Tyler Glasnow. But that's only his first bad start of the year. I wouldn't be that alerted about it if you're a Dodgers fan. The Braves still hold top spot, followed by Philadelphia, the Mets. The Marlins are still bottom. They've at least won a game now, but they have not looked good. The Central. Apologies about this. The Central has been a mess. The Brewers are top, but they did lose Yelich. He is day to day. The Pirates are still holding second. We're just waiting for them to fall off at this point. Plus 21 run difference in their first 17 games is actually pretty respectable. The Cubs are in the third. Really disappointed with the way they've started, but Shota Imanaga has looked great. I don't know why I really didn't talk about him in my preseason predictions. He's looked pretty good. The Reds are in fourth. Really disappointed with the start from Cincinnati, but it's at least better than whatever the AL West is doing. And the Cardinals are bottom. Honestly, no one expected it to start from Pittsburgh, so you honestly can't complain really with the record from the Cardinals. Out west, the Dodgers stay top. Second place are the Padres. The Giants are continuing to disappoint me. They're at 7-10. The Diamondbacks are firmly mid-table. They're in third. The Padres have actually very surprised me because I was not expecting a lot from the San Diego Padres. One thing they can do, they could score 103 runs in 19 games. Very good stuff. There is, I believe, only one other team that scored over 100 runs, and it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we know how good that team is. So it's Dodgers, Padres, Diamondbacks, Giants, and Rockies. The Rockies, who are something else. 105 runs allowed already? Jesus. They've also lost 7 of 10. So we've been able to talk about a variety of different sports today, but that's where we're going to cut it off for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, make sure to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel. Into the Stands tomorrow. I might be late to the episode. I just don't know. Make sure to check it out, though. Despite that, I will be a part of the episode. I just don't know when I'll be there. But for now, I'm Robbie Basel saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your week. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.